What I'm going to start with is basic face products. And the first one I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to try and show you less of the top of my head in this video, but there might be a little top of the head. I'm sorry if there is. The first product I'm going to show you is a finishing powder. This is from Fairnay. It's called Hollywood Sorcery, and it's a beautiful, beautiful, slightly tinted kind of it's kind of their version of an ambient light powder. I'm going to take a little bit and put it in the cap. As you learned in my contour video, always start with less than you think that you need. It's easier to add than to subtract in all things. And just brush a little bit on, and basically what it should do is just kind of give you a soft, diffused sort of a glow. I use this as a finishing powder quite a bit, especially when I want to add just a little bit of color. It's very finely milled. It's a really, really quality product. The powder is nice. It's relatively inexpensive. I want to say it's $12 or under for the full size of the Hollywood Sorcery powder. It's a comparable product to Hourglass ambient lighting powders. I have diffused light in that one, which I use when I need something that doesn't give me any color at all. But I mean, this is in the $40 range. This is in the $10 to $12 range. You can get a smaller size than this as a sample and try it. It might be a good way for some people to get into the world of diffusing powders and see if that's something that they like and they might want to use. So that is the first of the indie products that I would talk about for the face, is the Hollywood Sorcery powder from Fairnay. I know that I'm not sure if it got cut off or if it's a part that was in, but Fairnay has a website. I'll put all the websites on this post and the other post, just in case you don't watch both of the videos. Fairnay is, it's a small business. They get overwhelmed sometimes with orders. They'll close the website down when they have too much going on, and they'll open the website back up when they can take more orders. So rest assured that it will open again, even if it's gone for a little while. When you go to look, it'll be back. And sometimes parts of the website is open and parts are not. You can get lipsticks, but you can't get eyeshadows. You get eyeshadows, but you can't get lipsticks. It's just give it a look and see if the thing that you want is on there. What I do recommend is go ahead and when you want something, order it, because it might be a while. If you start waiting for everything you want to be in stock at the same time, sometimes you kind of end up with nothing because it's not all always in stock at the same time. Another thing I'll talk about, and especially for paler people, it's hard for us to find a contour color that just makes us look orange or dirty. I used a different indie contour powder in my contour video, which was Darling Girls Qualification. I do like this one, but my absolute favorite one is from Pumpkin and Poppy, and they make one called Oak Bark, and it really does look like bark. I'll swatch a little bit on my hand in kind of a heavy swatch. I have some leftover swatches. We'll see if you can see it. It's this darker oak sort of a color right here. It makes a very, very natural looking contour on a pale face. So that is one of my favorite products. I'm very happy to have discovered that. And that's Pumpkin and Poppy Oak Bark. Again, I want to say in the $12 range for the full size. She does do samples as well. They don't always have this product in stock, but it always comes back in. They also do, through the same company, if you prefer a cream, there is a cream version of the Oak Bark highlighter, and it's called, and I want to say my little container might have just cracked a little bit. I think it did. Oh my. Anyway, I've had it for a while. I can put it back together. This is the Michelle Contour, Cream Contour, and it's basically the same color as the Oak Bark. That's a pretty heavy swatch that I put on there that is not blended out at all, just so you can see the color of the product. And I'll see if I can stick this back on here. That may be a project for after the video is done. They also have a cream highlighter called Lady of Light, which I do like a lot. I tend to like kind of a heavy highlighted look. I like to be a shiny disco ball, but this one gives a nice pretty glow. It's not too shiny. It doesn't have a lot of glitter in it. It's just a pretty kind of sheen. And that is the Lady of Light. Like that one a lot as well. I have never had any problems with any of these products bothering my skin, but of course if you're a person with very sensitive skin or issues with a lot of products, online, all of these companies always have all of their ingredients listed. If they don't have all of the ingredients listed, don't buy it. Get in touch with them, ask them for a listing of the ingredients. Or if they do not have that information available for you, that would probably be a company that I would put on the side and not deal with. Another product that is important before you get to the actual fun stuff, the loose eyeshadows and all of that, is primers. I generally wear an eye primer with every eyeshadow that I wear. I have absolutely no eyeshadow whatsoever on today. All I have on is a sample of Urban Decay's Perversion mascara that I got yesterday that I'm kind of digging, and some brown mascara on my bottom lashes because I read something about doing brown on the bottom and black on the top. I think that my lashes are so dark that I can't really see that effect on me, but we'll see. So I always wear a primer, whether with commercial eyeshadows or with indie eyeshadows. Always, always, always. It's going to keep things from wearing off. It's going to keep things from getting, you know, like lines and crepey. It's going to keep things from doing that. And it will also keep your colors more true to color than if you put them right on your skin tone. I use a lot of different things for priming. If I'm using a basic commercial eyeshadow, I will often use a paint pot, a MAC paint pot. You just find one in your skin color, throw it on your eye, from your lashes to your eyebrows, and then go to town. If I'm not using that, then I can use one of the many commercially available eye primers. This is Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is my second favorite. My first favorite is the Too Faced eyeshadow insurance, but I'm out of that one. So I'm using up this one because I'm trying to be a responsible makeup buyer and use things up before I buy anything new. I'm going to say that on here, so I have to hold myself to it because really, I'm really bad about that. Another thing that you can do is a lot of the indie companies also sell their own primers. Lunatic Cosmetic Labs makes a lot of bright colors, a lot of neon colors, and they make a beautiful white eye primer. Kind of looks like clown makeup. It is white. I use this on my eyes when I'm going to use a primary color or a bright color or a neon color, like some of the things that I showed in the second video. The Electric Palette, the Viseart Editorial Brights, the Sugar Pill Shadows, the neon shadows from Lunatic Cosmetics, those kinds of things. I want to have a white base underneath so that color doesn't get muddy in with my skin tone or with other colors. That aside, once you have that on, for many indie shadows, you're going to need a sticky base too. And the reason for the sticky base is to grab those pigments and really reflect them properly. If you don't have a sticky base on, you will not see the shift in the colors. If there is a shift in like duochrome shadows and things like that, you will not see a true color at all. I can give you an example with one shadow that I had in the video last night, and it was Dawn Eyes Cartini. And so if I take a little bit of Farinay Pixie Epoxy, which is my favorite for doing this, it comes with a little doe foot applicator. That is more than you need on that applicator. So I generally put a little bit of that on my hand. Some people even put a dot of water on it and water it down a little bit. I'm not, I don't water it, but some people do. So I would dab just a little bit of that on the part of my eye that I want that shadow to be on. Wherever you put this fixative, wherever you put this sticky base, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to blend. So I would not put this where I would normally put my base, which is from the lashes to basically the brow, because I wouldn't be able to blend anything, and it would all just look like lines and stripes. It wouldn't blend at all. So I generally will put this in the inner corner of my eye, underneath if I'm going to do a fun color under there, and then on the movable part of my lid, which is the part of your lid up to the crease, from the lashes to the crease, that, you know, blinky part of your lid, that's where I put that. I'm going to show you 2 swipes of this, one with the sticky base and one without, and I think you won't have any trouble at all seeing the difference, if I can remember where I put my sticky base. And the cat, for no reason at all, other than just to be ugly to me, clawed my hand a few weeks ago, and I still have a mark on there, so please ignore that. That is cat scratch from a pretty much ungrateful tuxedo cat, because he was a rescue and he should behave better than that. So if you look at those two, you can see that you can see the color much better on this one than you can on this swatch. And I put a very heavy-handed swatch on there, and I'll kind of turn them because sometimes the light will help you see them. This one is definitely more visible than this one. You get a much truer color here than you do here. And it's really necessary for a lot of indie shadows. I will say that Hello Waffle, which is another indie company that I use, her shadows are ones that sometimes I could use with no sticky base at all. I always have a base, but hers can often be pretty well pigmented and pretty true to color with no sticky base at all. Now, of course, the sticky base does help them wear longer, but depending on the different companies and the different formulas that they use, you'll see if you can see it better or not without the sticky base. I would say that Hello Waffle is really the only one that I kind of wear sometimes without a sticky base. Everybody else, I absolutely do it. And I pretty often do it with hers as well. Other companies that make indie eyeshadows that I really like, some of my favorites are Fairnay. Now, if you're going to use Fairnay, I'd strongly advise a sticky base because the shadows are so much prettier on the sticky base than they are just loose. And I read comments on Reddit all the time. People new to indie cosmetics, they bought this stuff and they throw it on their eye like they do their regular eyeshadows, and they like, it doesn't look anything like that color. It doesn't have a shift. I only saw purple. I didn't get any green. It's lack of a sticky base that is making that problem for you. And don't be alarmed if when you look in your Fairnay eyeshadows, if there's little balled up, little like balls of eyeshadow in there. It's a fixative that they use in there that does that. There's nothing wrong with your shadow. Your shadow is perfectly fine, and they will break up when you put your shadow on. Not to be alarmed. Another company that I like very much, besides Hello Waffle and Fairnay, is Notoriously Morbid. She comes out with a lot of, I think I just like morbid things in general, and she comes out with the fandom collections that she does are a little more to my liking. She did a Buffy, several Buffy collections. She's done some other things, kind of Victorian-esque feel to her stuff. That kind of color scheme often comes out, but I do very much like her eyeshadows, and especially mattes. She has nice mattes. Another company that is very heavily represented in my drawer is Shiro. I have tons and tons of Shiro eyeshadows. I have all of the Pokemon collection because it was candy colored and I had to have them all. You know, you got to catch them all because they're so pretty. So I have all of those. I have a few others I'll just pull out. She's done Game of Thrones. She's done all kinds of stuff. Lots and lots of fun fandoms. She's done, this one is called You Dropped Your Rod, and it's kind of fantastic. Goldy bronzy sort of a color. I like it a lot. Very, very popular Shiro is very popular. They have one sale once a year. If you ever want to get anything on sale, it's in June for their anniversary. Other than that, she does color of the month every month, and if you go on Facebook and join their Facebook, you can be involved in the process of picking the color of the month. Another company that I'm very fond of is Dawn Eyes Cosmetics. I really, really like Dawn. She's a lovely person to work with. I've talked to her in email and through not on the phone, but back and forth through even in video a little bit, because she had a promotion maybe a year or a year and a half ago where she was doing a fundraiser and you could make your own color. And I did a custom color, and mine is called Sazerac, and it's, I'll do a little swatch of it. I don't have any sticky on my hand to do it, so you're not going to see the pretty reflects, but that Sazerac, it's kind of a greeny brown with orange and green reflects. I'll show it to you on my finger. It's a beautiful color. I love it. It makes me very happy. I love my Sazerac. And I'm so excited to have my own color. And if you would like to have Sazerac, it is in the permanent collection, and you can order it and have some for yourself. I got to name it too, which was fun. But Dawn shadows are so pretty, and people are put off sometimes because her website, it's like a 90s nightmare. I'm telling you, it is. And normally that would put me off of ordering from a company altogether, because I really feel like you need to get that together. But I will make an exception for Dawn because her shadows are that beautiful. And she has a whole range of chrome shadows that are fantastic. I love the chrome shadows. I'll just show you. I could show you shadows forever. I'm just going to show you burgundy chrome real quick because it's so pretty. I can't help it. And that is burgundy chrome right there. And you know, these shadows are like $3, $5. You can get sample size bags if you don't want to commit and you don't know if these, you know, highly pigmented kind of colors are going to be for you. What would you like, Gemma? You're just watching. Okay, my daughter is watching me. These, you can get samples if you want to try things out. You don't want to commit a lot of money. So that's why I have an entire drawer full of these things, because it just, you can, you know, you kind of build up a collection fast with all these colors. Last, but definitely far from the least, is My Pretty Zombie. I love My Pretty Zombie. She makes, the collections she comes out with are very fun for me. I personally like her collections. They, there's a butcher shop collection, and you know, the colors are like tenderloin, and what other colors are in that one? Oh, of course I picked up tenderloin first. What else does she have in that one? Blue, as in rare. She has a lot of fun colors. She has a green, that's garnish. One of my other favorite colors from her is Exsanguinate, which is a beautiful red. And all-time favorite is Scurvy, which is a gorgeous orange. I really like orange shadows, and it's hard to find pretty ones. So I really like this one a lot. This is a great shadow. I have never been disappointed with anything that I have gotten from My Pretty Zombie. She's quick, she's efficient, the website is a dream. She has a shadow called Law Firm Lamb Cake. What more can you want out of life, really, than that? So I would definitely advise looking into those companies for sure. And I did also mention Darling Girl when I was talking about blushes, and she's one of the eyeshadow brands that I like as well. She has an 80s collection that's really very pretty. Generally, whatever your fandom is, or even if you're not a fandom person, you can find someone. The electricity just flickered. I'm sorry. It's always something. Now we're moving into acts of God. First it was I couldn't figure out how to use the camera, then I couldn't do the editing. Now we're just moving on to, you know, the heavens are turning the lights off.
Oh, we're so sorry. It's at the lights.
as I was saying, she did an 80s collection that I really liked. She has some beautiful blushes that I really like. As you can tell, I like everything. That's why I have so much, because I just like everything. We did already talk about things that come in palettes, so I won't go over those again tonight. Before the electricity went off, not once, but twice, because now I'm not only being thwarted by the electronics, but also the universe. I think we were down to just the liquid lipsticks left. We had talked a little bit about the different brands of loose eyeshadows that I use, and I think what I'll do for the very next video is a demo of working with the loose eyeshadows, so you can kind of get an idea of, if you haven't ever used a loose eyeshadow before, kind of how that works. People are scared of them, they don't want to do it, they want pressed, but the loose eyeshadows are really cool. You can make them lots of things. You can use them, you know, because they're loose, you can kind of decide exactly how opaque or how light you'd like them to be. You can use something like Superstar Serum, which is made by Darling Girl, to turn any shadow into, any loose shadow into an eyeliner. You can also put leftover loose shadow or a shadow that didn't quite work for you some other way into clear nail polish and make it a nail polish. So you really, you can't lose. You can use it for something, for sure. So now dogs are barking in the background. I'm very near giving up completely. But I really want to get this one finished tonight, because it was my plan to do indies in one shot, and it hasn't worked out at all. So anyway, the bottom line is that the loose eyeshadows are nothing to be afraid of. You can use them for lots of different purposes. You can use them in a lot of different ways. You do great different looks. You can put these things in your eyebrows. You can, as I said, mix them into, nail polishes. You can really do a lot of different cool things. So definitely don't be afraid of the loose eyeshadows. They are lots and lots and lots of fun to work with. I'm actually trying to figure out where this one goes. I have them, because I have a problem, I have them in here by brand, and I am unsure of where this one belongs. I think that it goes in here, so I'm going to put it in here for the meantime, but I may have put somebody else back in there by mistake a while back. That's what I think may have happened. So I'll just put that one back there, and I'll put this one back here, and we'll call that a day with being obsessed with where the eyeshadows go. So really the last thing to discuss with indie type products or lesser known smaller company products is some lipsticks. Liquid lipsticks are super popular right now. I had it on for hours and hours of eating my dinner and all of that stuff, and I haven't really touched it up. The brands that I have tried are LA Splash, Jeffree Star. Of course, I've tried Kat Von D. That's not an indie. I have tried the Stila liquid lipsticks, also not an indie. And if I can find the drawer that I put them in, I have some of the Pretty Zombie ones. Not to be confused with My Pretty Zombie, but Pretty Zombie. And I know in the other video I talked about some Portland Black lipstick. I talked about Melt. I talked about Kaor and a few other ones. But just a quick run through of the liquid lipsticks. You can get some really fun different colors, or you can get really traditional colors. One of my new favorites is Colored Rain. It came in the mail a couple of days ago, and the color is called 24/7, and I totally feel that way about it. I think you could wear that 24/7 to just about anything. It's kind of a My Lips But Better color for me. It's very close to my natural lip tone. And the other color that I got from them was Soul. Now I thought this color was going to be slightly more gray than it is. It comes off just a little bit more brown on me than I had anticipated. And I have to compare it to a few other colors. I want to compare it to another color they make called Marshmallow, and see if that one's not just a little bit more gray. But it's very difficult. That one is Soul. I like Dose of Colors is another one of my favorites. This particular one is Stone, which is a good nudie sort of a color for me. It's difficult sometimes to find nude lipsticks when you have very, very pink lips. And I know that girls who are deeper skin tones also sometimes have difficulty with what's considered to be a nude lipstick when they put out nude lipsticks. This is usually what they're talking about when they put out a nude lipstick. They mean nude Caucasian skin. And it doesn't even always work on Caucasian people. Sometimes it just looks like concealer on everybody. But I can get away with sand sometimes, depending on the situation, and that's Sand right there. One of their prettiest colors, unfortunately, was a limited edition, and that one is Black Rose. And I paid somebody on eBay more than I should for Black Rose, but it was the kind of color that I just love and I will wear a lot. So I went ahead and got that one because I needed it. They will probably come out with it again now because I bought it for more than it should be. So you all just wait a minute and you can probably just get it for the regular price. The Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks are, I think, my favorite formula of liquid lipsticks at the moment. They have some fantastic colors. They have some Barbie kind of colors, which I really like. Surprisingly, as much as I like dark and morbid things, I really kind of dig this 714, which I believe is the area code for part of Los Angeles. I really kind of dig this Barbie peach lipstick, and I wore it with an otherwise all black look. I did a black winged liner, I did a smoked out eye, I did a whole bunch of lashes. Everything else was black with some a lot highlight and this, and it looked pretty cool. That might be something fun to do for one of the demos in the future as well. I find that the Jeffree Star liquid lipstick is very long wearing, and then it wears really evenly. It doesn't leave a ring in the middle of your mouth. It wears kind of evenly everywhere. And I'll just show you this one because Jawbreaker is just such a fun color. I really don't care how many opportunities I have to wear this lipstick. I'm gonna find some and I'm gonna wear it because it's awesome. I'm a nurse, I work in a NICU, and I wore Blue Velvet on the 4th of July because it was totally 4th of July appropriate to me. I ended up having a very, very critical patient, and I was a little worried about having bright lipstick, so I was glad that I had also a red in my pocket. But it turned out that that mom was totally cool with my blue lipstick, so that was nice. I have there are some colors in the Pretty Zombies that are similar to the Jeffree Stars, but I find that the Pretty Zombie formula is just slightly more drying than the Jeffree Stars are. Some people put a lip balm under their liquid lipsticks. I find that that does lessen the wear time, sometimes significantly, sometimes not so much on some of the lipsticks. I will normally just exfoliate my lips or do a little lip scrub, and you can kind of see that mine is coming off now here at the end of the night. I know it's almost midnight here. I've had this makeup on since about 10 o'clock this morning. So, you know, it's done its duty. One color that I have not seen duplicated anywhere else though, and if it's your kind of color, you're gonna have to order it from Pretty Zombie, is Potion number 9. And it's lilac. Now, when I say I haven't seen it anywhere else, I haven't seen it anywhere else that I would purchase it. As I mentioned earlier, I don't really do Lime Crime products, and I know that they have a, at least, maybe not a liquid lipstick, but at least a bullet lipstick called Delilac that is lilac colored. But this one is so pretty. It's a really, really interesting color, and that one was totally worth getting from them. I have all three of their purple lipsticks, and I have their light blue. And we'll put it next to Jawbreaker and we'll kind of see how close they are. It's called Blue Moon. And it's pretty close, color-wise, to Jawbreaker. I think the deal breaker here is going to be that I like the Jeffree Star formula a little bit better and is a little bit more comfortable for my lips. I'm willing to give up comfort to wear the lilac color that I don't have in anything else. You know, it's like shoes. I'm willing to be uncomfortable for something really, really cute, but if there's something equally cute that's comfortable, I'm certainly going to wear that one instead. So all the liquid lipsticks are kind of like that. They're all long wear. They can all be removed with any sort of an oil. Sephora sells a long wear lipstick remover. I never would have purchased it on its own, but I needed a couple of dollars more to make free shipping one day, and I went ahead and got it, and it really is pretty awesome. It takes all of the long wear lipstick off without really roughing up your lips at all. So that was definitely kind of a good by accident purchase, because it was totally worth it. So I feel like that was kind of just basically a little overview of indie products, what kind of stuff is out there. I'm not saying nobody makes it, but I haven't seen an indie mascara. I have used indie foundation. I have Meow Cosmetics Mineral Foundation. I don't love a powder foundation all the time. I'm a little bit dry, and so powder foundation is not really the best for me all the time. But as far as powder foundation goes, it does really work, and it does work well. I like it far and away much better than Bare Minerals, and it's significantly cheaper than Bare Minerals. I will warn you that when you go to the website, they have so many different colors to choose from that they actually offer a service for someone to help you pick the color that you might need. I did not go that route. I ordered a slew of samples. Some of them were so close to each other that it was hard to pick, and honestly what I ended up doing, which is going to sound kind of crazy, instead of ordering the full-size powder, I took all of the samples that were close to my skin tone and worked for me somewhat, and put them all together in a, ooh, that'll make a mess, all together in a container that I have left over from a Guerlain Meteorites. And that, I use that if I'm going to use that powder. So that pretty much covers the types of products that I feel are available. Now there's also perfumes, body products, House of Glory, Arcana. I couldn't even begin to mention all of the people who do small batch perfumes, small batch body products, all of those things. It's a little far afield from what I'm going to talk about today, so I'm just going to leave it at the fact that they do exist. And if you have questions about any indie brands that I might have tried or any indie products, please leave them in the comments below, and I will definitely get back to you and let you know what my experience has been with the brand. Because when I started buying indie stuff, I really didn't know anything about any of the companies, and it was all kind of a crapshoot. And luckily I did pretty well with a lot of the things. A few products here and there I wouldn't have repurchased, and it's maybe not my favorite company, I wouldn't go back, but probably 98% of the time I'm super happy with the purchases that I've made. So I guess maybe for next time, I'm kind of torn. There's two different things I could do. I could do a full face of indie cosmetics and kind of show you how pretty that can look. Or I could review some new things that I've gotten that I haven't seen any reviews for yet. And it's this Suva Beauty palette that I saw a couple of the Canadian bloggers had it. I believe that is a Canadian company. And it's this palette by Suva Beauty, and it's a double. There are two palettes in here. They're huge. This is the first one, and then that's all the fun, like, bright, shiny colors like I like. And then underneath you have all of your matte colors, and there are a lot of fun matte colors too. The person who made this is a working makeup artist, and she said that she did it this way to keep your shimmery shadows completely separate from your matte shadows so that they don't play around together and get shimmer in your matte, which apparently you really don't want. So I could do a review of that because I have a few other products from them that came with it. These shadows are interesting in that they supposedly have a primer built in so that you don't have to put any other primer on your face. The other things that I got from them were their set of eye brushes, which as you can see aren't even out of the plastic yet. They came in today, which caused a cacophony of barking and carrying on in my house. And those brushes come in a travel box that looks like this. And what's fun about it is it's magnetic, first of all, so it holds itself together. But you can pull this middle piece up so that it will protect your brushes completely. And your brushes won't get squished when you travel, which is super nice. And then you can undo that business and sit it on the counter when you're not traveling. I very rarely travel with a huge brush case like this. Every once in a while I have when I'm going somewhere that I know I have to really do my makeup, but otherwise I have special brushes that I don't really mind giving to the TSA or losing to the gods of travel when I travel, so I bring those. Even when I went to London and really wanted to look relatively decent, I'd rather travel brushes instead, because my brushes are kind of my babies and I don't like them to go anywhere where a mishap could happen or they could just get lost, as many things do once the TSA sees them. So I'll probably get a nasty gram from them too now. Now I'm waiting on 2 nasty grams. Sigma for continually talking about that brush that sheds, and the TSA for saying that maybe they are a little bit negligent in their duties. Anyway, that's really it for indie products number 1. And then indie products number 2 is already up. And maybe some of you could let me know what you'd rather see. New products next time or an indie look, or maybe both, who knows. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the information. I know it was a little bit low-key. These last few videos that I've had to film have been at like 11, 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, so I'm not like super hyper. You know, it's a little more low-key. People are sleeping. I don't want to cause a ruckus. But if there is anything that you specifically would like to see, or if there's anything you specifically have a question about, please feel free to put it in the comments below. I, am like the 956,000th beauty blogger to talk about these things. My experiences are really, it's not that I have any unique talent per se, but everybody's experiences are slightly different, and you may be the person who has a skin type like mine, or you may be the person who likes the things that I like, and so my stuff will appeal to you. While I know that I'm not unique in the world, I do think that my opinions are a little bit unique, and maybe you like it when my 6-year-old comes and helps out with the videos as well. I think Gemma might be my selling point. So anyway, that's really all that I have for you tonight. Feel free to please like and subscribe, and what I would love more than anything else is comments, because I really like feedback. So other than that, I hope you have a really good night, and that your electricity stays on, unlike mine, and that you have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye.